behind the curtain. Yeah. So a lot of ideas that I could contemplate easily, and for them it was too much to grasp. Yeah. And so the hard workers always sense that it was something so fishy in my game, unfair in my games.
But because there is an element of humiliation here. So it must be so strange for you to have been 11 years old and to humiliate this grown-up man at the other side of the board.
Not only it's 11 years old. I started playing with all the kids. When I was 7, 8, I played kids 12, 13. When I was 10, I played kids already 15, 16. At 12, I was the Soviet junior champion under 18. So, and then at 15, I played, the National League already, the top adult competition in the Soviet Union. So I used to be the youngest. Actually, at the end of my career, I used to be the oldest, by far the oldest player. So over these 30 years of playing chess, I experienced everything. So being on every side, but I sensed, that for many of my opponents, especially at the early days, it was a sign of humiliation, How come, that's the
little brat.
The little boy, yes. But it didn't take long. When I was 15, they just recognized that. Yeah, but it's Kasparov, would be, as good as Spassky or Fischer. So that's why it was already behind.
The next clip you selected is a soccer match.
Yeah, it's
World Championship.
Yeah, World Championship. Yes.
1982.
But it's. I think it's important that there's certain elements, strategy, tactics, by making decisions that are universal. Whether you play soccer, whether you play chess, whether you make decisions for your private life. So there's certain things that you have to evaluate, and it's about your ability to demonstrate your own strengths.
My suggestion is that you take on a new role, that of sports commentator, and you analyze the tactics of the two players. So we're watching Brazil, Italy,
1982
quarterfinals.
Yes. It's a qualification group.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we'll start, and you'll explain to the.
I'll try. Yes, it's a long time ago. Yeah, Italy's in blue. Yes, that's the Squadra Azzurra. Yeah. Italy's always, traditionally, played a game called Catenaccio, the very defensive game. And I think it's Brazil, which is known for its great attacking capacity, needed just a draw in this game to qualify to the semifinals. So that's why Brazilians, they didn't believe, it would be difficult. And the Italians surprised them, but still sticking to the traditional style. They beefed up their attack, and it was the great victory, because Brazil lost 3-2, but by not making terrible blunders. They played well, but Italians surpassed them by actually combining the traditional defensive style with strong attack, and also demonstrating great determination. So I think what was very important that Brazil didn't recognize the danger in time. Yeah. And Dino Zoff, the goalie, he was 40 at the time when the match was played, and he was the goalie of Italian team in 1970. That's the first World Championship I saw, soccer championship in Mexico, when Italy in the final lost to Brazil 4-1. That Pelé scored great goals, and he was there again. Oh, look, that's another. Oh no, it's a miss. Yes. And Rossi scored all the goals. That's an amazing, that's in one match. Yeah.
And so there's Catenaccio, which is sort of to absorb all the attacks, right?
Yeah, absorb all the attacks and then counterattack. Yeah. And they so beautifully, managed it, And I had this example because I told the stories about it's the head trick of Rossi in the match. Yeah, imagine, yes.
That's how you basically smother the opponent's energy. He keeps on attacking, you absorb, and then pots.
I told the stories about my games against ex-world champion Tigran Petrosian. the ninth world champion, who actually beat me twice, with the same tactics, and won the game.
Because you are a Brazilian player.
Yeah, yes, I'm more of the attacking player, and I was 18, and obviously, I was raging like a bull. Yeah,
full of testosterone.
Yeah, full of passion, and I wanted to take revenge for a previous loss in April '81, and I was so close, and I missed the win because Petros's defense was so precise, and he was balancing at the edge, and I lost the trend, and I was too passionate, and I pushed too hard, and eventually I lost, and that was a typical fight at the chessboard, between attack and catenaccio. And 8 months later, actually, Brazil lost to Italy, and it was quite similar. And I think it's a genuine example to show that recognizing your strengths and weaknesses is a very important element of your success in literal every activity. But still, if you play another great player, what is most important is who could force the opponent into the field where he feels more comfortable. Yeah. So when we played Karpov, it was important that I succeeded in pushing Karpov to play more on my territory. Yeah. And I lost in 2000 against Vladimir Kramnik, because Kramnik, who was my pupil, by the way, in late 80s, he succeeded in pushing me in the territory where he felt more comfortable. Right. Yeah. So the match Brazil-Italy was a typical example that Italy succeeded in pushing Brazil into the territory where Brazil was not as comfortable.
Was it different to play a computer?
Yeah, it is different because you are not facing the same
because I kind of words about smell, about fear. At some point, you fear.
No, it's more about decision making, because machines' algorithm is very different. So you are facing something unknown. So I played many computer matches. So obviously the most publicized is a Deep Blue match in '96 in Philadelphia, '97 in New York. The problem with this match, especially in '97, was that the machine was totally isolated from the rest of the world. So nobody ever saw a game played by this machine before or after the match. So it created an enormous problem, and some people just didn't appreciate it because they were not familiar with the way machines played. Now, when you're preparing for an opponent, you have to look at the games. Whether it's a machine or human, you still need games. And machine games could be very instructive because machines are not as flexible as humans. And analyzing machine games, as I did, for instance, before matches that I played in 2002 or 2003, you could find indicators of how machine was thinking, quote unquote.
Really?
Yes, because machine has a precise playing style. Yeah, it doesn't make blunders. It knows literally everything that was ever published in the game of chess. But still, at the crucial moments, it makes decisions based on a certain set of priorities installed by the programmers. So that if some machines are more, quote unquote, positional, they prefer, to look at certain factors that are more static. Some machines are more tactical. Yeah, they look for king safety. They're trying to play more aggressive chess. But if you have enough games, even 20, 30 games, better, of course, 100, then you can understand the pattern. The problem with Deep Blue that you couldn't understand anything because this machine was not at a public display. And after the match was over, the machine was dismantled. So that's why, my argument with IBM that there were certain situations where I suspected human interference, it still stays at the same level. I say, they say. Yeah. It doesn't matter, I was wrong that I didn't insist on a very thorough supervision of the computer during the match. They were, I wouldn't say guilty, but they were not fair by refusing to release printouts and also telling the scientific community more about their accomplishments. I think the ode, not to Garry Kasparov, not even to the chess community, but to the scientific community and to the rest of the world, the explanations how they did it.
Let's watch some man versus man fighting. Henry V, after the play by Shakespeare. Why are you so fascinated by...
It is...